As if a historic pandemic wasn't enough, as if inflationary pressures aren't enough, supply chain issues. Has anybody tried to buy a car recently? Real estate pressures, prices soaring out of control with residential and commercial properties. Oh, and wait. Russia just took their military exercises that they promised were only exercises and decided to cross borders with tanks and airplanes and jets to really get the full missiles, everything on their training exercise in regards to Ukraine. Now we have war on our hands. What can we do with all of these distractions?
Welcome to the Licensed to Live show, where professionals, doctors, champions, VIPs, attorneys, and those in public office discover strategies that help you restart and gain what is lost when you find yourself accused. If another has doubted your integrity, questioned your credentials, or caused your actions to come under scrutiny, you are in the right place. On the other hand, if you have never felt the knot in the pit of your stomach when legal papers are served, the heartbreak of disappointing your family when the lock clicks shut on handcuffs, or had to appear before a board of review, then be aware, the longer you serve, the more likely you are to find yourself under the microscope of those who judge. Prepare yourself for this uncomfortable possibility. Now, here's your host, Dr. Jarrett Patton.
Welcome back to the License to Live podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Jarrett Patton, and I am always excited to host this show and bring you guys my take, along with some guests from time to time, on what is going on out there. And now we are talking about distractions again. We've talked about distractions before, but they don't seem to go away. They only seem to get bigger and bigger and bigger. I don't want to know what the next distraction is, but what can you do to keep your distractions to a minimum and keep achieving your goals in this type of environment? We're going to get right into that discussion right after we finish thanking our sponsors.
Something smells good. EH3 coffee. EH3 coffee. Premium organic. Nothing better than waking up. EH3 in your cup. Premium organic. EH3 coffee. Nothing better than in the middle of your day. EH3 coffee. Premium organic. EH3 coffee.
Hey, this is Dr. Jarrett Patton. Do you need more positivity in your life? No matter what part of your life you want to transform, positive affirmations can help you achieve your goals. But sometimes making permanent changes can be difficult. Designed with you in mind, License to Live. Daily affirmations to rebuild your life will inspire and equip you to become the best version of yourself. License to Live. Daily affirmations to rebuild your life will set you on the path to changing your mindset, beliefs, speech, and ultimately your actions. You can change your life now by getting your copy at Amazon, Barnes & Noble, your finer book retails, or licensedtolive.com. That's licensedtolive.com.
This is Super Bowl champion Mike Logan, and you are listening to License to Live.
Today's affirmation is, I choose to free myself from all negativity that hampers my progress. I choose to free myself from all negativity that hampers my progress. Hey, remember, happiness is a choice. Negativity is a choice. Being positive is a choice. And all of these distractions that we're talking about in this episode, letting them distract you is a choice. Now, of course, we have to be able to do what we can do. But the first thing that I want to free from your mind is this. This is the simplest thing you can do to get rid of distractions in your life, wherever they're coming from. Sometimes it's people are calling you too much. Your cell phone is distracting you. Your emails are distracting you. Sometimes it's simple things, but then there's sometimes these really big, gigantic distractions. Well, like war breaking out in Eastern Europe. And these are the distractions that can consume our minds and make us less efficient in what we do. So the first thing I want you guys to understand as far as dealing with distractions, try to control what is under your direct control. There are some things that are not under your direct control. The price of gasoline is not under your control. Supply chain issues generally aren't under your control. Pressure is affecting the investment markets, the cars you buy, the places you go on vacation. Well, you may not be able to control all of that. But there are some things that you can control in your life, and that is what you should be focusing on. We'll see if Vladimir Putin can be controlled. He probably can't be, or he doesn't care to be, and looks like he will use any extreme measure not to be. But you shouldn't have your primary focus worried about what he's doing. You need to get back to your daily task lists, your weekly task lists, those things that are on your to-do list that you need to do. Maybe if you're lucky, you can delegate some of that to somebody else so they can help keep things moving in your absence while you're focusing on other things. But a lot of times you need to focus on what you can control. And if you take that simple measure, that will be enough to help get you down the road and help you worry about the things that are truly important in your life. So this gives you almost a myopic or narrow focus lens on life. And sometimes you just have to take that because all of the other storm that's surrounding you with this thing and that thing and takeovers and big time things that you may or may not be directly involved in, those things can take you away from your goals. So this is a great time of year to get back and look at those goals that you took at the turn of the year and see where you're headed on them. Because sometimes people make goals or they make New Year's resolutions and they talk about it for that first week in January. But after that, not even thinking about it is not even part of your focus. And it's no wonder you don't achieve your goals. So take a moment to look at those right now and take a moment to redirect yourself and focus on the things that are under your direct control for right now. Forget about those distractions. Number two, the second thing you can do is continue to believe in yourself. Let's face it, folks, I've written about it. I talk about it. If you don't believe in yourself, nobody else is. Nobody else is. Now, right now, there are probably a lot of people that don't believe in you right now. But if you have a good idea, you want to make a change in your career, you want to make a better opportunity for your own life, then you have to believe that will come to fruition. If you say, boy, that's just a dream, or that's just a pie in the sky type of thing, it's not going to come true because you don't even believe it'll come true. Believing in yourself is going to be the first step to changing something for the positive in your life. And you have to believe that it can happen. And then you will see it happen. And I mean, I can't tell you how many times that I thought that I had a big goal placed in front of me. I never thought I would go on a nationally syndicated radio show. And the first time I went on Sway in the morning on Sirius XM, I was flabbergasted. I'm like, wow, these are the types of things that I dreamed of and I would aspire so I could deliver a message to the masses that could improve people's lives. And I remember having a conversation on Instagram with one of the producers who had made an interesting comment about something in life. And I had an interesting take, and I just happened to write a book about it. And that conversation went offline and ultimately ended up in me getting booked multiple times on the Sway in the Morning show on SiriusXM. And I thought that was great. But it started with believing I could do those things. It started with the belief in myself that I had enough to offer this world, that people would take me in on radio, they would take me in on television, they would take me in a publishing house. And all of these things did happen. But you have to see it for yourself. And that's part of the book that I'm writing right now. It's really focused on the VIP lifestyle and how you can live life as a VIP because you deserve it. And all of the stories that are being contained in this book really stem from having the belief that something like that can happen in your own life. So if right now you're down on life, and you're thinking that nothing good will ever happen to you, well, that is the absolute wrong thought to have because, well, that's probably what will happen. Nothing good will happen to you if that's what you believe will happen. However, if you have your mind open to the world of opportunities that exist outside of these distractions of inflation and pandemic and war, this brings it around to something that can become amazing in your life. And all too often we don't see that. So the second thing you must do is believe in yourself. And it may take some work. It may take some affirmation work. It may take some mindset work. But you're going to say something and believe that it can happen. And guess what? Then you start having bigger and bigger and bigger beliefs, and things suddenly happen. I never thought I would be the narrator in a movie. I mean, why would I ever have thought that when I spent all my life trying to become a pediatrician? Why would I think I would have the expertise to be in a movie and be a narrator? And if you guys don't know, over a year ago, we released the docufilm, Us versus the Plant. I was the narrator. They were looking for a real doctor that knew something about cannabis that would serve as the narrator. So I had my chance behind the camera and in audio booths and doing all of these things that I had never really done or thought about. But I did, when approached with this opportunity, have the belief that I could do it. Sure, I can talk. So believe in yourself. And the final thing is that despite cryptocurrency and the markets crashing and the turbulence that goes along with investments in these historic times amidst a pandemic, amidst war breaking out in Europe, this is the time to invest in yourself. Your value should never decrease. Your value should always increase. And why not make those investments in you at this point to make your value go even higher? So this can be in the form of taking some time off. Sometimes you need a vacation to get away from everything so that you can refocus on the things that are important on your life. That's an investment in yourself, taking the time. You may invest yourself by getting more education, or even, taking up an opportunity with a coach. You can learn additional skills. You can try additional strategies. You can do a number of different things, but sometimes it takes investment. And it could be an investment in time. It can be an investment in money. It can be an investment in emotion. You name it. Anything that you put into yourself will be rewarded in increased value with everything you do. And not only is that a part of your direct life, that is a part of the people that you touch every day. It could be your family members. It could be your patients. It could be your clients. It could be any number of people that you want to help in your life. And when you help people in your life all about this, guess what? You're going to be in great shape. Your life will make a change for the better simply because your value continues to go up. Let's think about it. Every day you are blessed enough to wake up and put your feet down on the ground on this good earth. You're winning. You gain more experiences in life and your career and your occupation simply by going through every day. And that is how your value continues to increase. So sometimes if you inject a little capital and inject a little time into something to learn to do something better, you say you want to become a better speaker, you want to become an author, maybe you want to go on to Sway in the Morning as well. You can do all of these things if you put your mind to it. And sometimes you may need a little help along the way, but with everything else going down, as far as investments are concerned, your value constantly rises. Why not double down on yourself and invest in yourself? So we've had episodes on distractions before. We've talked about distractions before. And yet here is another historic distraction being placed in front of us. Yes, I'm talking about Vladimir Putin and his invasion of the Ukraine. But I don't want you to be worrying about all of that. I want you to worry about the things that you can control that are under your direct control right now. Get rid of that worry wagon. I want you to believe in yourself, because even if no one else believes in you, that's a good starting point. I definitely wrote a good story. I should probably tell you about it, about believing in yourself when I was going through my License to Live story. But I'll save that for another day. And then finally, invest in yourself. Invest some time, invest some space, maybe invest some capital into your development, because despite the Dow Jones, the NASDAQ, cryptocurrency, and everything tumbling amidst this world unrest, your value will simply continue to rise. And if you invest in it now, it will reap tons of benefits later. So thank you guys for hanging out with us today. Keep sending me topics that you'd like for me to discuss on License to Live. This is about my take. This is about your take. This is about things that you want to know about. We throw little stories in here and there just so you can stay on top of the things that you're doing, and we'll do it all together. So take care of yourself, and we will see you next time.
No matter how disheartening the moment of accusation sounds, how deep the pain of immobilization stabs, or how bleak your future looks, no one can take away your license to live. Keep Dr. Jarrett's expertise handy and unlock your future. Go to Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, or another podcast player and subscribe right now to Licensed to Live. See you next time.